Yeah. Happy Saturday, y'all. August 28th, 2021. Bear with me. I'm in a new place now. I'm doing something different. Let's see if this works. Halfcast 113, episode 113. Yeah. Feeling myself, feeling. Oh, I'm not feeling myself. I'm feeling my way around a new look. It might be the same to y'all, but it's new to me. So what? I had a problem last. Well, it's been a problem about what 3 times since I first off the Facebook Live to do the podcast was just an experiment. I didn't know that I would actually like it and get comfortable doing it so much that it became a thing when I would find that my Facebook would conk out and I would end up losing video. Last night, I recorded 42 minutes of audio and my Facebook Live only caught 28 minutes of video. And I was like, this keeps happening. And I don't know if it's, first off, if it's Facebook, period, then how can you support video of watching somebody just twirl their hair like this and just stare at the camera for 40 minutes, but you can't support me just reading and being stupid for 35 minutes. I don't know. You're embarrassing. You're embarrassing me. So I am going with Restream. And if I'm doing it right, then this is going to Facebook Live. And I think a couple other places I'm streaming at the same time right now, which is pretty cool. Yes. So Restream, I'm rocking with y'all right now. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Facebook is just, yeah, people, and I'm not bashing them, but if you can only support somebody that's just staring into their camera for and just looking lost, twirling their hair and staring into their camera, but you can't take me reading about ivermectin. Oh, it's coming up for 20 minutes. Yeah, so I lost 14 minutes of content last night, and I was having a good time, which really upset me, as I'm always having a good time, and I wanted to come out right. I wanted to come out like enjoyable and clear as possible. So this is what 14 minutes gets you that I lost. So a 14-minute song I didn't get quite, but Grand Funk Railroad, I'm Your Captain, that was a 9-hour and 58-minute song. You see what I'm getting at here? Deep Purple, I don't know who that was. Child in Time, 10 minutes and 22 seconds. This is with the 14 minutes that you missed. This is what 14 minutes gets you when you lose it, Facebook, when you just let it go. And like, yeah, Led Zeppelin, In My Time of Dying, 11 minutes and 6 seconds. Bob Dylan, Desolation Road, time 11 minutes, 21 seconds. The Doors, The End, 11 minutes and 43 seconds. These are all songs by very great artists and rock bands that if you would have cut off that chunk, Facebook, they would have missed the best performances. The Low Spark of High Hill Boys, I don't know what that is, but it was 12 minutes and 10 seconds. And it goes all the way. I stopped right here at the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Voodoo Child was 15 minutes and 5 seconds. And Facebook, you mean to tell me you're going to cut an artist of my caliber that's on par with Jimi Hendrix? You're going to cheat me out of 14 minutes just to say, yeah, I'm up here. I'm trying to do my own Voodoo Child. But yes, so this seems to be like a much better platform. So, and I do have some stories for y'all this nice weekend, this Saturday. It was fun for me to go chill with my sister for a little bit. Know what I mean? Got to chill with the family. Who's batting first? Oh, yes. Cop who died of COVID urged friends to take animal dewormer ivermectin. Not the human version. No, not the ones for humans. Animal dewormer ivermectin. And I've been joking at this. I've been pounding at this all week. So this is gonna probably be my last day even bringing it up. But yeah. And I asked, and last night I asked, I was like, bring me somebody who this has actually helped. And the internet universe dropped this article in my lap, and it doesn't look good for the yay sayers. A law enforcement officer who passed away from COVID-19 had admitted taking animal dewormer less than 2 weeks before his death. There you have it. I shouldn't even go on, but of course I'm going to go on because nothing feels better than saying I told you so. This shit doesn't help anybody. It's for parasites, and COVID-19 is not a parasite. So, and oh yeah, and it says bimectin. It looks like a toothpaste thing, but it has like a squeeze, like a thing, and but on it is a picture of a horse. It's a picture of a horse, and it's apple flavored. Jesus, and it's paste. So you squeeze it into your Captain Joe Manning, a 57-year-old employee of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Georgia, was revealed to have died on Wednesday after a short battle with the virus. And first off, if you're a captain in a police force, you're supposed to be a leader, and people are supposed to depend on you to keep them safe and to look out for them, and you're encouraging them to take this. And I don't mean to kick dirt on dead people, but this is a horrible call. I don't know who told these people. Sheriff Chuck Mosley sounds like a cop. Chuck Mosley described Manning, who had been with Wayne County Sheriff's Office for 31 years, as an integral part of the law enforcement community. In the wake of his death, Facebook posts in which Manning expressed anti-vaccine sentiments as well as support for ivermectin began surfacing online. Wow. In a post on August 14th, Manning urged his followers to visit a local animal feed and seed store that was carrying both liquid and paste ivermectin. He didn't even say go take the human. He said go visit the local animal feed and seed. How are you telling people to do this? This is something that this should be a personal journey for anybody who decides that this is the best thing for them to take, this ivermectin. It should be a personal journey. You should not be forcing it upon anyone else. Would you really want the death of someone else or somebody getting sick behind that? The drug has become increasingly popular. Oh, it has become popular for me. Some of the best podcasting of my career. Among many conservatives and anti-vaccine advocates who believe it can cure COVID. Until I find someone who it has cured, at this point now, saying that using it as a preventative, using it as a vaccine, I don't want to see that. I want to see somebody that has COVID 100% and them take this animal paste, this apple flavored horse paste, whatever the hell this stuff is, and squirt and eat it, and they get better. That's what I want to see from now on, from here on out. Stop advocating for this stuff. While the drug is available in pill form for humans to fight parasitic diseases, medical experts warn that research into ivermectin is ongoing and has not been proven to be effective against COVID. All right? Many who are convinced that the drug is a miracle cure, okay, stop it. It's not a miracle cure. it might help with some things like that's off the label, but I don't think it's stopping COVID. I'm a skeptic, and hey, prove me wrong. Get this off my page before I find before I find a pallet of it in the lobby next to my apartment. Doing it, yeah. Somebody say you got to send them a skid for the haters. A former Georgia sheriff resigned from a state watchdog group after a photo of him wearing a KKK robe surfaced. Oh, they're back in style? Yeah, right before fall. You get it monogram with your initials and everything. Yeah, it's for those brisk mornings when you're going to the when you're walking to the mailbox. Yeah, my non-alcoholic beverage for the evening. Not bad. A former Georgia sheriff resigned from a state watchdog group after a photo of him wearing a KKK robe. So, gee, where did that come from? Was it a Halloween costume? Oh, it wasn't, buddy. A retired Georgia sheriff has resigned from a watchdog group after a photo of him wearing a KKK robe surfaced. Why am I getting the vibe that he only had to resign because the photo surfaced, but it was probably knowledge within most circles that he was in that group. He only got caught. That's what made people disavow him. The photo originally surfaced in 2012, and at the time, ex-sheriff Roger Garrison called it a Halloween costume. You kill it. Stop it. Stop it. A spokesperson for the watchdog group confirmed Garrison resigned after the organization learned of the photo. You can't see you're making it hot. Everybody's looking at us now. Georgie, a former sheriff who sat on the Judicial Watchdog Agency for Georgia, has resigned after a photo of him wearing a KKK costume surfaced. The photo was taken during a Halloween party when he wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't a costume. He dressed in his regular clothes. How about that? Yeah, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported Garrison, who led the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office in Georgia for over 2 decades until he retired 5 years ago, was appointed to the Judicial Qualifications Commission's investigative panel. And how many crimes were swept under the rug because his buddies were connected to him and probably doing all sorts of sneaky business. The office of House Speaker David Ralston of the Georgia General Assembly confirmed to the AJC that Garrison has resigned from his post with the watchdog group. You're fucking embarrassing. Sheriff Garrison has resigned. The photo depicts Garrison and an unidentified individual donning a KKK robe and hood with drinks in their hands. See, his buddy was the smart one to keep the hood on so nobody knew who it was, which I think that was the whole purpose of wearing the hoods in the first place, is so you don't get caught living your everyday life, being you, who you really are. Yeah, the photo initially service denied that he had any affiliation with the KKK, adding that the photo was taken at a costume party. It was a costume. No, it wasn't. Where he and a friend came. You know when you keep telling people it's a costume and somehow nobody is convinced. Yeah, nobody is taking up for you on that. They kind of knew it the whole time. Yeah, where he and a friend came dressed as characters from a Blazing Saddles movie scene. I don't deny it wasn't stupid looking back now, but there again, I say, what 21 or 22-year-old in this world hasn't made some stupid mistakes? Garrison told channels 21, 22 was like spiking a punch at the Halloween party, not dressing as a soldier in the army of a hate group. Garrison told Channel 2 Action News, even if you was just a costume, even if you intentionally, like, yeah, it's a bad look. Everybody knows everything about my life. Obviously not. He said, I would just ask that they look at my honor and my integrity and the things we've done for this sheriff's office. Yeah. Tell it to the judge. Next up, delete. the discipline that comes along leading, you guys will never know. This has become a labor of love for me. Medical Supplier allegedly took $12 million for masks and gloves, using it to buy a Boca Raton mansion. Yo, oh my God. This is hold on. A Florida medical supply salesman embezzled more than $12 million he'd been given for masks and rubber gloves during the mad scramble for PPE in the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic and used it to buy a waterfront mansion. Holy smokes. Location. And this is not unlike the story where when it was first hitting, in the same fashion, a guy went and bought like a bucket load, oh man, an undescribable amount of hand sanitizer, and they came and like they took it from him, and I don't know why they did. They just took the hand sanitizer, not like a few bottles, not like he cleared a shelf off. No, like he put a dent in a warehouse's inventory. For hand sanitizer. Why? Because he's seen this coming. Was he wrong for it? I don't know. Like this right here, this guy is clearly dead wrong. But who cares? I would rather what you said, I would rather ask for forgiveness, right? Yeah, the $12 million he'd been given for masks and rubber gloves. Damn. Investigators say Brian Sperber, 44, ran a business that procured and delivered medical supplies to wholesalers and distributors, and that as early as February 2020, he began representing to clients that he had access to large stockpiles of gloves and masks. See, this is how he had the right idea. You don't go online with it. You spread, you network person to person. You don't shout it off the internet ledge. But prosecutors allege Sperber and an unnamed co-conspirator. The unnamed co-conspirator is most likely the guy that didn't get the cut that he wanted and told on him. The unnamed co-conspirator. Yeah, he didn't get, you get a $12 million mansion and all I get is all I get is free gloves and hand sanitizer. No, this isn't a fair deal at all. Show customers forged emails from suppliers. Once you start getting emails involved, that's a paper trail, and that's when everything goes wrong. Emails from suppliers stating they had shipments ready to go when they did not. At least 2 customers forked over more than $12 million and several large payments to Sperber's company. Sperber then failed to deliver any of the equipment or substantially less than agreed, according to court documents. In May 2020, Sperber and his wife closed on a 9,100 square foot waterfront mansion on a private yacht and country club in Boca Raton for $10 million. That's what I'm talking about. Short-lived. While others were marshaling limited medical resources to confront the COVID-19 pandemic, Sperber allegedly lined his pockets with stolen money. And you know what? He used the gloves to keep the fingerprints that was intended to purchase life-saving PPE for hospitals and medical institutions. Wow. What was he charged with? Okay. Sperber is charged with 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, 4 counts of wire fraud, 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering, and 4 counts of money laundering. Sperber couldn't be reached. I don't know what he's facing. He's probably facing just like a couple years in prison, facing a couple years, and he got to pay some of the money back. Like, yeah, this is still a white collar crime. Nobody really got hurt. So, yeah, now the person that goes and Krausers and puts a gun to the clerk's head and the clerk slips and hits or accidentally gets shot, that's the guy that's going to do the rest of his life in prison. This guy who gouges for $12+ million and buys a mansion, he's not really going to do that much time. Like, really, nobody got hurt. That's money. Wow. See, you kids are in the wrong line of work. Please don't do any of the aforementioned. Get rid of this. If there's a scam to be had, somebody's going to find it. Speaking of scams, speaking of scams, if you loved me, you'd send me money. Yes. For most people, Valentine's Day conjures images for romance. Last year, Americans lost over $200 million in romance scams. What is a romance scam, you say? I am not going to click on that. Younger adults are more likely to report losing money in these ploys, while older adults tend to have bigger dollar losses from these scams. Yeah, because the minute I get one of these, it get people asking, "Hey, how you doing? How's the family? You okay?" Yeah, it's fine. My dog died, and I'm back here in Texas with nobody to help keep the lights on and the generator. Right, like, woo, look at the time, I gotta go, because that's the wind up, and sooner or later that's gonna be the pitch. And there's no amount of risque photos you can offer me for me to get out of my bed and go down to a Western Union or a PayPal or whatever the hell it is. I'm just not dumb enough. I guess I don't care about love enough to let somebody scam me. I'm the Scrooge in the story. During the coronavirus pandemic, reports of romance scams have already risen by 20%. I would believe that because people are lonely. Yeah, they get lonely and they want to believe that there's actually somebody on the other end of the line when they're all alone, somebody that actually cared for them. But let me be the first to say there is not. Somebody got to break it to you, man. If I didn't tell you the truth, that means I don't love you. One report described a woman searching for companionship online after the death of her husband. She met a fraudster on a legitimate dating site, which is an oxymoron, if there ever was one, who showered her with affection but couldn't meet in person. How do you shower with someone with affection but can't meet her in person? Because he claimed to work on an offshore oil rig. There's just way too many hurdles to jump. After explaining that his accounts were temporarily frozen by the bank and sharing a fabricated bank statement that showed he had $3 million in savings, he asked the victim for a loan. After lending the fraudster $25,000, the victim never heard from them again. This is so fucked up. Nobody was there to tell this woman. Sometimes we need somebody to tell you, like, yo, no. How is he on an offshore oil rig and he has $3 million in savings? And, like, come on. Too many hurdles. I was young, really young, maybe like 16, 17. And I learned that just don't fall for the head fake. That's it. Don't fall for the head fake. Yeah, wow. Romance, red flags, and I've fallen for the head fake. Of course, we know better, but shit, we don't always do better. Romance, red flags. Romance scams often come with red flags that potential victims ignoring the excitement of meeting someone new. I call it the butt sniffing phase, when the two dogs meet each other and they're just running around in circles sniffing each other's bums. Scammers will often shower the victim with devotion too quickly, commit to a relationship sight unseen, or even propose marriage. Oh, fraudsters also often make up excuses for why they cannot meet in person, because I sprout a horn in the tail. I sprout horns in the tail at midnight every night, baby. You know what I mean? Please don't get me wet after midnight. I'm a Mogwai. I'm half Mogwai. Even with social distancing safeguards, they may cancel a visit because of an emergency or explain, this is what I not even in relationships, just dating period, this is when I would take the hint. This is when I would take the hint that they may cancel a visit because of an emergency, because if we're on the phone, if we're in contact with each other and we make plans, and every day everything is fine, but the day of, all of a sudden there's a earth-shattering, a universe-halting emergency on the day of, and everything was fine before and everything is fine immediately after, then that means that I just wasn't the one. And sometimes people are too nice to say that, but I take the hint myself and just take a hike. But in this case, people they don't want to see you because first off, they're scamming you. They don't want you to be able to put a face to them. They'll even make excuses for why they can't even video chat. Yeah, because I don't want you to see what I look like, so you could like post, give my picture to the fucking police while I'm out buying a $12 million mansion that you bought a cornerstone for. You didn't buy me the whole mansion. That's okay, but you're damn sure gonna you're gonna put the fountain or something. You paid for the fountain. The biggest warning sign is when someone you only know from online messages need money for an emergency. When a virtual stranger asks you to pay for their surgery, travel and expenses to return to the U.S. to help them finish a project, to keep their job or pay off gambling debts. Hey, buddy. If you need money from me to pay off gambling debts, I hope they got you over the bridge and they're ready to snap your legs like a wishbone, because you're not gonna you get better to scam. Typically, scammers put up a fake account or target people on popular social networking sites like Facebook, Instagram, and dating apps like Tinder, Hinge. What the fuck is Hinge? Okay, Cupid. Coffee Meets Bagel. What is that? A dating site? They put a lot of effort into creating trustworthy online persona. 5 ways to protect against romance scams. Take your time. Check the photo. Never send money. Don't buy gift cards. And report your experience. Yeah. Check the photo. Well, the photo doesn't mean shit, because I'm pretty sure half the girls on social media now, they all have pictures of somebody. They all have pictures of somebody else. It's not them. I'm convinced of that. I don't know how true it is, but that most of the women, I think, let's not say most. Let's say about 35% of women on social media have pictures of a real person that's not them. Yeah. I'll die on that hill, damn it. Michigan couple ordered to pay son $30,000 for getting rid of porn collection. God damn it, Mom. Those were vintage. They were only slightly worn. They were in good. Yeah, they're not going to be in mint condition, but they're in fair condition. One man's smut is another man's treasure. Who wrote this? Jamie Gons. A Michigan couple ordered to pay $30,000 and $30,441 to their son for getting rid of his collection of pornography. Damn. U.S. District Judge Paul Maloney said this week that no man should have his porn thrown away by his parents under no circumstances. Pay that man. No, he didn't say that. Said this week that 43-year-old David Working's parents had no right to toss the collection, including films and Mac. First off, if you're 43 years old and you still have a porn collection in your parents' crib, shame on you. That's a goddamn shame. Like, if you still live in there and you have a porn collection, yeah, that's just, come on. Your parents probably did that because they thought they were saving you. Maybe you should get on OkCupid. But always check photos and don't send money. Working parents had no right to talk. Working was living at his parents' house in Grand Haven for 10 months following a divorce. Do you want to know why he was divorced? I can give you 3 guesses, and they all start with Penthouse, Playboy, and Hustler. After moving to Indiana, he learned that his collection was nowhere to be found. In an email, Working's dad told him he had done his son a big favor getting rid of all it. Like, it's disgusting, son. Yeah, Dad, how many did you look through before you threw them out, though? Right? The decision by the judge followed an expert's value of the collection, according to a wow. The parents, the decision by the judge followed an expert's value of the collection. So he really went and drew up papers against his mom and dad for this, according to AP. The parents have also been ordered to pay Working's attorney $14,500. Why? Working originally won the suit against his folks in December, with Maloney noting at the time there is no question that the destroyed property was David's property. Yeah, it probably had his DNA all over it. $14,000 and $500 worth of testing by the attorney. Yeah. Wow. What's next? How we doing on time? 30 minutes? I got this last one for y'all. I wasn't going to do it for 30 minutes. Yeah, because this is a really crazy Colorado man gets more than 2 decades in prison for a stupid and reckless act that caused deadly explosion. And it's a 29-year-old man was sentenced to 22 years in prison for causing a deadly explosion. But here's what he was doing. Matthew Fry of Greeley was charged with manslaughter. People died in this and other offenses in April stemming from a 2 a.m. explosion on March. What are you doing at 2 o'clock anyway? Fucking with fire. On March 5th, only opioid enthusiasts, those are opioid enthusiast hours. On March 5th, that left one woman dead and 2 other people, a woman severely burned. According to the Weld County District Attorney's Office, it was alleged that the explosion occurred because Fry was extracting hash oil with butane from marijuana. he was a cannabinoid enthusiast. The victims were not named in the press release. Yeah, because it's fucking embarrassing. Although it is legal to purchase, possess, and use cannabis products in a variety of forms recreationally in Colorado, it is illegal to make marijuana hash oil or concentrate uses like butane, propane, ether, or alcohol. Why are you? It has to be another agent to separate it. It has to be a better natural agent to separate it. Why are you not using coconut oil? Like, I'm pretty sure you could use coconut oil to separate it. Hash oil concentrates are a potent way for a cannabis consumer to get high. The act of doing so is also known as dabbing, and such concentrates are available for purchases at dispensaries, but certain concentrates are not legal to extract by because you know what you're doing, or stuff like this will happen. What was he charged with? It's a level 2 drug felony. Damn, 22 years. Pleading guilty to manslaughter and 2nd-degree assault. Please don't do that. Yo, this I was listening to a podcast. It's called This Is Actually Happening, where a girl, she was doing dabs. She was really doing dabs. Like, and this is concentrated weed, heavy, and it weakened her heart to the point where she went to go get an easy surgery. She went to go get something removed from her lip. It was probably like a 15-minute procedure. Woke up 10 days later, they had amputated her leg because her was so weakened by doing the dabs that the anesthesia like it shut her heart down. Like, it crashed body basically. And yeah, she almost died. So that's a scary story, folks. Don't use the dabs. Get them from people who know what the hell they're doing. Don't get them from the barnyard chemist. This ain't Breaking Bad, for God's sakes. That being said, yeah, please don't do that. That being said, I'm gonna wrap it up. Yo, if you fucks with the show, if you fucks with the podcast, holla at me on Twitter at RYEZSHYNE, Rising Time. Instagram, Taco Meat 05, TACOMEAT on my Instagram page. The show is also going to be on Amazon Podcast, Amazon Music. I found how to get it up on there. I'm also on Spotify and Anchor. Or you could just holler at me on Facebook Messenger or Facebook at Avery Johnson. Yo, I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all very, very soon. Please enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Adios.